Hello and
Hello.
welcome to the show. So today's challenge started off with a message I was sent from Matt Card, who said that we should try car curling on the pit lane bit at Infineon, or whatever the hell the thing is called now. It's basically like the sticky stuff by the pit lane, makes the cars very little control. However, it isn't really a huge area. It's also a rather tricky kind of place. There are tyre walls in awkward positions, and you kind of have to go off the track at a silly angle to get to it. So it was a little bit awkward. However, I liked the idea of playing a slightly sort of strange sport in Forza, so we were going to give it a go. I had to change the sort of rules a little bit, and here we are. We're at Sebring, and your team is already misbehaving. There is a signet mounting the wall.
Yeah.
Daniel, keep control of your team.
This was like this throughout the whole of the recording.
Signal's escaping. You must go round it up. It's gone.
Dear.
There were some connection issues during this game.
There was, yes.
And the Signet that is now wandering off basically lost connection. So yes, these are the teams. The Signet's again on the tire wall. Daniel has got the blue team. He is driving the Range Rover. I have got the
not blue.
red team with the Peugeot. Don't mind my Peugeot that's driving off. He's going to be cameraman now because it's an uneven number. There were some real connection issues in this game.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Laggy cars and that sort of thing could be an issue. Just gloss over it. Ignore that. Anyway, yes, we're going to give this game mode a go. Now, how this is going to work for the Peugeots and the Signets, they have 75% grip reduction front and rear. So they have very little control of their cars. It still does drive a little bit, as you can see. This guy here is moving into position. It still has a little bit of movement, but it's not a massive amount. While as me, Daniel, and the target car have got full grip, so that we can push them down the runway, and then we kind of judge their speed from there. Once we release them, they then hold the clutch in, and it's their job of braking and steering. Now, have a guess what the target car might be. I suspect you will probably get it before the Signet hits. You should know it by now. Sure enough, it is a Prius.
It's a Prius.
And a Signet's on its roof.
I didn't see that. I didn't bother looking at that. That was impressive.
It's an impressive front flip from the Signet. This game has everything. It has Prius being destroyed and cars ending up on their roofs. What more could you want from a sport? I might have forgotten my car was in reverse. That's twice I've done it in like a week. It's not good.
You're not doing well here.
Oh dear. So anyway, it was my go. I was going for a sort of a shorter run up. I was going for less speed because the Prius was fairly sort of close. This is actually a surprisingly fun game mode. Now, it will look like we're quite good at this. That is because we had like 2 half practice games before this actual recording.
We did.
Because recordings broke. So my Peugeot has pretty much parked himself perfectly in front of the Prius. That was very good positioning.
That was very good. When we started doing this, I was thinking more about it being bowls rather than curling, because obviously in curling you need the 2 people at the front to shuffle it along. Unfortunately, we don't have that. So I was doing it more sort of bowls related, so I was just being very sad when talking about it. And yeah, I put a pretty good... it wasn't touching though. Yours was closer by a margin.
It's pretty close at this point. Now, we should point out that yes, this is neither really curling nor bowls. It's kind of a mix of the 2 of them. It's still quite fun though. Either way, doesn't really matter.
Very fun. It is very fun.
So at my next shot, a little bit of lag going on there. However, I think that was a pretty successful shot. You managed to get your car out of the way. That
was very good, actually. It was very good. Yeah, I'm not going to get all sad with all the terms of what I use in bowls. Oh god, the window's gone.
Yeah, this is the sort of lag that we were having. Now, Daniel, you actually play bowls in real life, so
I do. Yes.
He actually knows what he's on about, whereas I was just guessing and hoping that kind of things happened, which was working so far.
It was actually working better than mine. Better than my sort of tactic.
So your final shot didn't go to plan. No. Particularly. It kind of clipped your upside down car, and all of your cars are now kind of gone. Which means that I pretty much had to do nothing this round to take the win. Of course, I still got to take the shot. So also ignore any cars that are off the road. They're just camera cars, because I never knew quite how the camera angles were going to work for this one. So my final shot was just a nice slow shot to not knock anything out of place, since I was pretty pleased with how the first round.
You had about 3 shots on that. You had is it 2 or 3 cars you had in front of the Prius?
Oh, I think at the moment it was 2. And as our third car comes in position, ooh, it's a little bit skiddy. And stopped perfectly. Look at that. So, there we go. Ignore my Jeep at the bottom.
Hell.
So, round 1 goes to me with a pretty good placement of all the cars. Now, we're going to do a best of 3 game, because why not? this does take
because I was doing crap.
Yeah, yeah. Also because of that, it does take quite a lot of time to set up. Like sort of making this into a video, it's a lot shorter than it actually was sort of filming it all, because it takes a fair bit of time, kind of trying to organise this. So the next game, and it was me that was to take the first shot. Now the rule we were having is we had to have released the cars by the first braking board. We could have as much speed as we wanted by then, or we could release them earlier. My car, I don't know what you ever want to call this, went a little bit sideways. As it was
What the heck happened?
I
just sort of...
I think it's a little bit of lag. My car was nudging it a bit awkwardly, and it ended up almost spinning. Still, well done to the driver to recovering it.
Yeah, that was impressive, actually.
He managed to kind of get it stopped. Now, there was a little bit of a ruckus going on back at the staging area. Your team was causing problems, and they were bullying my Peugeots, so I had to go and sim bin one of them.
They lost the first round. I feel that's and then there's one of the Signets getting bullied. This is Signet abuse. I've decided.
Well, I was trying to get him into the pit lane, but to act as sort of a sin bin, but it didn't work because he had no steering at all. So tyre wall's going to have to do. Also, our camera car, which was now a Nissan Leaf because it's electric and doesn't make a noise, was having issues with a weird glitch.
What the hell has happened?
I don't know. I can't find what happened to it. Something weird was going on. So this was the view from the camera car. So we're not going to be using this camera angle for this race much. Your second shot though was very well placed.
That was. I sort of went for the tactic of then just point it and see what happens. I didn't bother doing the technical crap. I just got on with it, and it worked. Surprisingly.
Yeah, there's still a ruckus going on. This time my Peugeots are causing problems, but ignore that. We'll forget the argument.
Yeah, I know.
This is, I have to say, we actually got quite competitive.
We did, yes. Especially me, because I play this sort of, in real life, I'm more competitive than I should have been, really.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It was
very good fun.
We were taking it sort of a little bit seriously. My second shot was actually perfectly
and that was
placed.
Impressive. That was pretty good actually. When I saw that I saw that was a decent shot actually, because I thought it was just going to because it wouldn't turn. I thought it would just go straight on, but it just turned that a man and it bloody clipped it. And
yeah, and then we're there investigating, trying to line up the next shots, and now we're all going backwards. So yeah, this is actually a really good fun game mode. As I said, it's a little bit tricky setting up, and lag can be a little bit of an issue. As we go for your second shot, and well, it nudged it.
It did nudge it, sort of, and it was rolling a little bit, but they had one. Your team had one in the way, so my last shot, I couldn't just plough the Prius.
It's not your last shot. You still got one more yet.
I have got one more.
That was only your second shot. We're forgetting what happened. Look at the lovely low-res buses. This terrible the scenery around there. Anyway, this was my final shot. This time I didn't have the luxury of doing whatever the hell I wanted, so it was still kind of slightly important to get the Peugeot in the right place. I say our shot. The guys driving these cars, the rules pretty much were, as they were released, you hold down the clutch button and the rest you can do yourself, the steering and your brakes. Once your car is stopped, that is it. You cannot touch it again. So if somebody hits you, you have to just let the controller roll and let it do what it wants. So
that was the gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it worked. Third shot from me on this game was pretty good. It was in a good position. That's a scary sight. That's not a sight you want to see behind you, really.
No, not particularly.
So I'm just having a bit of fun with the camera angles here. This is quite hard to film for as well, as you will notice, because of the positioning of everything. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I mean this was, like I said, this was a very, very fun game. A very fun. Okay, it's a little bit primitive. I decided to go for a fire shot, they call it. And speed was going to be my tactic and just plough straight through the Prius. Thing was sort of didn't really. Chaos ensued with the Signet.
You were playing curling with your own team.
Yeah, I sort of completely missed what I was trying to do.
Yeah, so for round 2, I took another win, which means I have won the game overall.
You did win overall, yes.
Which I am very pleased with. Look at the lovely Chrysler minivan to the side.
Is that a Chrysler?
Yeah, I think it's the is it Grand Voyager? I think it's what they're called in England.
Is it the Grand Voyager? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, if only we could drive that. Now this was another fun game. Getting the cars to the sort of staging area because they have no grip. It was always fun trying to watch the teams get the cars around the corner. As one of your Signets already managed to find the
mine
wall.
One planted it in the wall.
As two wheel, that's gone too far sideways. That's going very sideways. And oh no, it's rolled. We've managed to roll a car before we even started.
Oh dear. See, my team were pretty good at just crashing. Not much else.
Well, it is kind of a game of crashing. We were aiming for a Prius most of the time, which is always useful. There's a Land Rover in the camera shot. We didn't really plan these shots out, so we didn't really know what we were doing with the cameras. And this was, I think I went first again, as we're getting it slowed down. It's just sort of rolling in and get it turned. And look at that. Perfect placement from my Peugeot there.
See, that was the problem. Once you got the first... Cause I'm getting technical now. Once you get the first shot in front, it's really hard to then try and do anything with it. Because it just... it's really difficult to try and either move the Peugeot out or move the Prius out in a way that it moves it. So I nearly crashed at the pitboard and...
You went for speed.
Yeah, and it worked.
It worked. it was very successful. Then we had a slight issue. The Prius is going off the play area.
It's off-centered a little bit.
Is it a little bit more than off-centered? The Prius is kind of now rolling on the grass. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to happen. Well, this is going to make things interesting. Again, the Prius can't control his car once it's been hit. So he rolled a fair way.
It did. I was surprised. I don't know whether the clutch was held in then, or...
I would presume so, to get it to roll that far, as we will now come to investigate and decide what to do. In the end, we're going to play it with the Prius just standing here, which makes it quite a lot more awkward, trying to get the car over there.
And stuff.
It also gave issues for our cameraman, who was trying to find a way of positioning himself so that it wouldn't be in the way of play. Yeah, that wasn't going so well. My car completely forgot or missed seeing the Prius.
Sorry, was your car aiming for me?
I think it was aiming for the cameraman. Yeah, it's actually really hard to see where that Prius is when you're coming down there, because it kind of blends in with the wall. You'll see better from this angle. It's surprisingly difficult to see the Prius if you're not expecting it to be sort of out over there.
Yeah. So with my team, I can't remember who this was now. I told them that it was right on the wall on the right, so I just thought, I didn't go for it. I went for less speed this time, and then let the Signet do what it wanted to do.
It was unusual for you to go less speed.
Yeah, I know that's never normally happened, but it was successful. I was very happy with that.
Yeah, that was near enough. A perfect shot, as we all try and find somewhere to sort of park and watch from. Oh, it was terrible trying to find a space to her. But yeah, your second... I'll forget number of shots. I'm pretty sure that was your second shot. Is a fairly good positioning. So as I go on to the third shot, this is I say important. I have won the game overall, but there's no car is anywhere near
for pride. This one, I think.
But I wanted to have a 3-0 victory, but yeah. For shot number 3, again, my Citroen kind of didn't quite see the Prius, and I'm playing curling with my own team again.
Oh dear, well done. that was impressive. Tell you now, if the Prius was,
you drove into the cameraman.
Yeah, I nearly crashed into the cameraman. Gloss over that. So yes, your team was out now. So really, all I could do was just try and get another point in, just for reclaim some of my dignity back. Yeah, because I just got mullered on 2 games. Yeah,
so I was pretty much out of this. So your final shot again didn't really matter what happened with this, because my cars were far too far away. Look at the amazing focus estate we can see there.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Lovely. Anyway, your car decided it'd be more fun to chase the cameraman than it would be to go after the Prius, and there's a rather silly chase between a Signet and a Leaf as they go off down the road.
You know what? I didn't notice that. I didn't know the cameraman. I didn't notice the cameraman was being chased by the Signet. I just thought it had just gone wildly out of control. But yes, I won that, so I was happy.
Yeah, there we go. It was a win for Daniel in the final round, and of course we couldn't have a Prius without causing some carnage.
Yeah, we had to kill the Prius.
We might have slightly ganged up on it with a lot of cars kind of all piling in, and eventually we managed to get the Prius on its side.
What more could you want?
Exactly, what more could you want from a video?
There you go.
Well, there we go. That is it for car curling. We will leave you with a shot of a Prius on its roof, because what is a better sight than that in racing or in games, in fact. That's a really good fun game mode. I really recommend you give it a go.
Good. A little bit primitive because just the first time we've ever done it, so it's just a little bit primitive, but at the end of the day, the more we do it, hopefully the more organised we can get. And no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
It's a great fun game mode. I mean, you do need a fair few people. You want at least 3 sort of the cars that get pushed. I will have to think of names and stuff. But yeah, you need a decent number of people, and there can be the few sort of connection issues. So I'm sorry to the people who couldn't quite make it into this game because of they couldn't get connected and dropped out. But yeah, I really recommend you give it a go if you can get some people together. We will probably do some more of this because it is really good fun.
It is very fun, yeah.
And it's surprisingly competitive, even if it is rather silly.
Yeah.
However, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And, before I go, as ever, if you have challenges, remember to leave challenges in the comment section. And I will look through and we'll pick our favourites. However, until next time, goodbye.
Bye.